Gary, what I want to say is, based on the feedback that we got for last episode, and by the way, the reason why we doing a part two is because there's a lot of conversations that were not had. There's a lot of things we didn't highlight. Gabby's personality was not on full display as much as you guys hoped that it was. And a lot of you nasty niggas that was in my DMs, y'all had never been in my DMs for content before.
Hey, I want to say shouts out to that one person
I know who you talking
that,
about.
that DM me the day we dropped, and they were like, you know what, Gary, that's why I fuck with you. She sent me her name. You sent me the page. I fuck with you, bro.
Here's the
No
thing.
way.
Here's the thing. By the way, I'm talking to you, and you know who you are. My thing is, how niggas is mad that I won't? It's not my place.
We just do content, everybody.
We
That's
do
what-
content, and if you guys actually read the bios and the descriptions of everything we had, you would see everybody's information on there. But, yeah, man, listen.
Wait, before we start, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go
Before,
ahead.
like, my mom found out how to watch this podcast. Has there ever been a time where it's like you were doing something like a hobby that you didn't really want your parents to know about?
Now I gotta watch my mouth, man. God damn
Not
it.
really.
Not really.
In terms of like a hobby, like what do you mean?
Anything. Just
Like,
something that you really didn't really want your parents to see, but they found out that you do.
Let's say you shy about singing, but you secretly record yourself, and your mom goes in your room cleaning up, and she found a tape of you singing and start playing it just out of
Oh.
curiosity.
no,
Cody
nothing that she hasn't known
crazy.
about. But yeah, she knew like I used to like rocks when I was younger. So I wanted to be an archaeologist. So,
So you
like
used to
I would
collect
go outside
rocks?
and collect rocks and stuff. So when I would bring them back home,
No, that ass.
no, I dead out.
You
I
be
love
like,
a
oh
rock.
shit, it's my baby black. What's going on?
There's a Jamaican mom too, I'm assuming.
No, yeah, definitely
Oh,
full bread.
I want this.
No, what is? No, like
You know what? In a Haitian household, your parents would think you doing voodoo.
That's true. Bring home some bones.
Definitely.
I'm talking about some real shit. If she saw the rocks, a skull, or
Bones.
you
that
are
thing,
out of here.
you know, it used to be like
Definitely.
crystals.
You going to church on a Saturday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Definitely.
Welcome to another episode of These Are the Aesthetics. I go by the name of Cheech, aka I only do content. Leave me alone, aka the street journalist, aka I said what I said, and I'm gonna double down on it, and that's it.
Alright, shoot. I go by the name of Gary, aka In Gary We Trust, aka My Lazy Day is Your Best Day, aka Pedialyte Poppy.
I like it. Do you ladies have any AKAs since you are the guest? Any little nicknames they used to call you? Not the ones that they used, they were being mean with. But I'm saying like just regular AKAs. Maybe your mom calls you or you call yourself when you feel like
AKA
that.
foot on these bitches' neck
Man,
or something.
yeah, some shit like that. AKA hair slayed back. AKA 30 inches and longer. Something. What y'all got?
AKA Ray Ray.
Okay.
The Gabs, you know.
The Gabs. Okay, I like it. The
Yeah,
great
you know, not the Gabs, but you know, like everyone just calls me Gabs. So
Okay, shoot. So,
welcome back,
Thank you.
Gabby,
Thank
and
you.
you actually brought your sister
Yes,
along this
yes.
time.
Thank you guys for having me.
And just to clear the air, because a lot of people are gonna have questions,
Mhm.
right? Are you guys real blood-related sisters?
yes,
Yes, we
same mom,
are.
same dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Just
this
to
is
let y'all
just-
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number one thing people are gonna be like, "Oh, she's caramel. This is chocolate."
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's always been a question, and it runs in our family. One always comes out different than the other, and
That's what's
you
up.
know,
Yeah.
but yeah.
well, me and my sister, like, I was the light school, and my sister was a little bit more brown, but she got the coolie hair.
It's always something. It's
Yeah.
always something. Our aunt, she's like, fair skin and have green eyes,
Yeah,
and
that's
you
my
know,
mom's
it's
sister.
Full family. So it just, just going.
And how many years apart are you guys? Because my parents actually plan
Mhm.
on having like us in a sense.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that as a shot,
Mhm.
but all of us are born 3 years apart, and there's 3 of us. So what about you guys? What was the dynamic like? Like,
I mean, I could say Rachel likes to go into months, but I'm 24. She's
Okay.
21.
Yeah.
okay, so
So-
3 years apart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3
They
They
years.
wanted to get used to having a kid first before they
Right.
bring the other one
Definitely.
in. Okay. I mean, what's okay? Just to kind of explore on the relationship that you guys have. Like, are you guys both alike? Do you guys like the same things, or you guys are entirely different people? Just
I
so
mean-
people are not shocked by the
Oh
conversation.
yeah,
we're
yeah.
about
No,
to
Rachel
have.
and I really have like a really similar personality.
Yeah.
We're both goofy as hell.
Yeah.
So we have
Okay.
inside jokes that only like we would really know.
Our own little
Both direct.
own little
Yeah.
lingo and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Gary goes
Both
both direct. By the way,
You know,
You know.
She's like, I'm gonna call you out a little bit. Yeah, Rachel
Yeah.
called out my timepiece.
I said it was nice, you know, and
she
you
G
know,
checked the rollie.
He not gonna start off like that. That I gave him a compliment. He gonna make it seem as if I said, "Yo, what
She
the heck
came
you got
for
on?"
protect your neck.
No, it's just one of those situations. Oh, I like what you got. I got the real one, but I like that one too.
Aw.
I'm joking.
Um,
Oh man.
but again,
Nah.
like you said, bro, this would have went entirely different if a nigga came like that and said, "Hey, yo, hey,
It's all about energy.
it's cute, but."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know like we haven't. Sorry, like I want to say apologies. We didn't have an episode last week. Hurricane. What's the hurricane name again?
Hurricane Ian. That's how much we don't
Hurricane
give
Ian.
a fuck about the hurricane, bro. Hurricane Ian,
Like
I think.
shit was a little spooky last week on last Wednesday. Like, did you guys experience anything during last week?
No, thank God not. But I
Yeah.
told Rachel, my family, that if the hurricane just went over like that much more, we would have been screwed. God
Yeah.
forbid if that was on our side of town. West
Yeah.
Palm Beach, we'd have been.
They
Yeah.
already got like fucked, like kind of like there's a good
No.
part
Fort
because our
Myers.
tornado like hit
Wow.
Delray. I got a lot of rain and wind. My power went out once, but like I'm okay. My sneakers are fine, everybody. It's okay.
My
sneakers are fine.
If your room is washing away, the first thing Gary's gonna do is create a boat with the sneaker box.
Tiffany's, come here, red ones, come here. Come here.
Hey, you're not gonna check on his. Nobody else in the house. You're gonna start swimming for the
Did you
boxes.
say a boat with like sneaker boxes?
Sneaker box. Yeah, you do a boat to get out of that motherfucker.
At that point, I'm gonna say fuck the sneaker boxes. Just like tie them all together, just put them around my neck.
It's crazy.
Well, how is everyone feeling? Let's check the temperature in the room.
Man.
How's your mental health? How's the week been treating you? And don't give me the politically correct shit like I'm well. I woke up today and everything is great. We
Yeah.
can start with you.
Living life, you know,
Okay.
nah. But no, life is good. Life, you know, you can't. Like I said, this hurricane, like knowing that it was really right there, and had it just moved over to the east just a little bit more, like you know, we're right by the water, not too far from it, so we probably would have been flooded
Yeah.
easily. So just really thankful for that, because Florida doesn't, you know, really, whenever a hurricane is around, nobody takes it seriously. And
That's true.
I just feel like we turn on the news one day, a hurracane is coming, and then boom, it's already here, and it's, you know,
Oh, and
like,
we go get all the water and the gas.
it
and-
happened
yeah.
so fast. I was like, okay, and it just swang around, like, but happy to just be here and just, you know, celebrate life one day at a time.
Okay. What about you, Gabby? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. I'm chilling like a
She
villain.
said, "I came back."
I came back.
He
Listen.
said,
What y'all wanted to hear? What y'all wanted to hear?
"Came back for the smoke."
Yeah,
Who was talking?
Listen, man, y'all watch me like crazy. But y'all never ever
Said
wanted
fake
to
pages, real
fake
pages.
pages. Like, what's going
Call 'em
on?
out.
Bitches be pussy. You
Listen.
can't add me.
Oh
you know
my
what I mean?
Listen, you guys have no idea how much like fake pages watch my stuff. It's
crazy.
really crazy.
But that's good. You put fear into these bitches' hearts. Talk your shit. What about you, Gary? How you feeling, bro?
Shoot, man. I feel like half zombie. Like my mom made me like a smoothie one day, right? And
Oh,
she's
man.
trying to like put me into like a new diet. So I was like started drinking smoothies for a couple of days. Then 2 days ago, my stomach was like, "Oh, we were starting to eat healthy now. So let's put out all those bad toxins you ate this whole year." So like I'm literally like half like rejuvenated pretty much, but half zombied out.
You-
Pedialyte is the reason why my head is like still right
You
now.
know what's funny? I started some shit to a detox that my manager suggested me. Shout out to his wife. She works for Garden of Life. And he gave me this like herbal supplement that I'm supposed to take with each meal and stuff like that. So there's a whole list of things that I can have and can't have. And you know, I'm trying to flush a lot of shit out and start getting back into the gym to kind of be a little bit more consistent. 'Cause I'm trying to fit in a suit by next month because I got a wedding to go to.
Listen,
I
you're
gotta
getting
bring
married.
somebody. Gotta bring. Oh no, baby! What are we doing? I gotta bring sexy back, man.
I feel you. I
You
feel
just go speed past that?
You know,
Monogamy.
one day, no. One day, hopefully. But even that is not my decision. So I'm gonna just wait it out. But I'm feeling good, man. I feel rejuvenated. I haven't been. When you change your diet, a lot of things start like you start getting the headaches because you're not eating as much as you used to at the times you used to. My sleep patterns have changed. Like
I
even
need
though
a
I
new
feel
mattress. I
great,
don't understand that. I need a new mattress.
yeah.
Fuck that.
I'm
feel you.
energized.
I
I'm
feel
energized,
that.
but it's like your body is going through a lot, transformation and shit like that. But we so pussy as men. Women will go through a whole period and be G'd up, and look, we.
Yeah, I claim pussy. Fuck it. I'm at that age where it's like I'm not mad anymore. Like I don't like fuck validation at this point. I'm me.
I feel that. All right, it's been a lot happening this week. Where are we starting with things
Hey man,
today?
I guess we can get into the sports realm, but not actual sports.
Mhm.
Like the messy.
The life part of sports.
Yeah. So as I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with Tom Brady. So Tom Brady has been having some trouble in the household, pretty much. I don't know if you guys know that he announced his retirement last year, but then I don't know why. Just Tom Brady was like, you know what? I'm not fucking leaving. Let me do one more season. And apparently, as we all knew, like his wife had an issue with that. His wife was saying, I think it's like unfair the fact that like you can't give up football for your family. Meanwhile, I stayed back, compromised my career to raise your kids. And keep in mind, like
They're kids, but go
they're
ahead.
kids. So like, and Tom Brady's wife, she has her own money. She was a supermodel, this and that. So now it's like very public that like they possibly could get a divorce because of the fact that he wants to play football again. So the main question is like, how do you guys feel about like if you're with a guy, but you will always come second to his career?
That's an amazing question. And you know what? Just to kind of give you guys a context to what he's doing, there's a few rumors that he's trying to get ownership of a team if he plays. There's a few rumors that he's trying to position himself.
He might play for
Not
the Dolphins, I think.
you get what I'm saying? There's a few rumors out there, but pretty much like I've been a player all my life. I'm not trying to chase the route as like I retire, be a panelist somewhere and give my commentary on the game. I want to actually have stake in a company. I want to play a significant position in my sport, which is fair because like you dedicated your whole fucking life to something, and football is a sport where you start as early as fucking 5, 6 years old. So that's all he knows. So I can imagine that transition from not playing to sitting at home now, like what's it doing. But back to Gary's question, how do
Yeah,
you
so
ladies feel?
Like again, how would you feel like if you're with a guy and he basically makes it very clear that you will always be second to his career?
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, Brady's he's been in the NFL since longer than I've been alive. So you gotta start off with that his passion and his drive is really in the game. And his wife Giselle, she met him like that. So you know there's pros and there's cons to it. I mean, you got the husband that provides for the family, that is a household name that everybody loves and adores, and he feels as if his season isn't over. Do you blame him for that, or do you allow him to do what he must? I think as a woman, if your man promises you this is my last season, I'm done, and then come back and you're like, yeah, I'm going back, I'm going back, and you can't tell me nothing. Okay, it's just you can't. It's like hard to really differentiate the two, because at some point I feel for him. That's his career. That's clearly something that he loves to do, and clearly something that he was not happy not doing. But at the same time, if you made prior arrangements and promises to your family, and you compromise that for the sport, I don't know. You gotta.
I mean,
Is it worth the divorce?
well. Here's
Is it
my
worth
thing.
it?
If you place in that scenario, what would your take be? Like, what would your position?
Well,
What's your decision in that
if I'm
situation?
a supermodel and I have my own money, I would I'd say, okay, I'd ask you what's more important. That's what I would do. What's more important? And if it's clearly the game, all right, we'll be on the other side of the coast, and you let me know whenever you're ready.
So you would give him an ultimatum. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, not even. I'm gone already. We're on the phone, and I'm telling you, I'm on the other side of the coast. If you want to come, you can, but just know, like, something's got to change. No more
Okay.
football.
Okay.
That's it for me.
All right. What about you, Gabby?
Yeah, I mean, granted, like people that play sports, they're always on the go. So there's not a lot of family time in the first place. So I'm pretty sure she just misses her husband. You guys got married together. You guys love each other. There's no more movie dates like how it used to be back then. There's not a lot of quality time. So if your man tells you there's no more like football and then you want to believe it and he tells you that he's going again,
I couldn't imagine
your
that
heart's
conversation.
crushed. It's like, oh yes, finally. I know we're
What?
gonna go have the best trips because they got money. So it's like I'm gonna fly to Italy. I'm gonna fly to all these different places.
He promised.
Yeah, he promised. What's going on?
See.
Wait, but then again, like, is it worth the divorce?
No, I mean, granted, it's not worth a divorce.
Okay.
Granted, if you met this guy knowing that he's an NFL player, then you gotta compromise in a sense.
Yeah.
A lot of girls, they know that their guys are out there probably being with other women during the months that they don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, okay, you got the house, you got the kids, you got all this stuff. You gonna stress on that or what? They know what they're doing. Basketball wise know what they're doing. Football wise know what they're doing.
I think where I stand in that is towards the end about your point about her meeting him as a football player. You met this guy, he had a passion, he had a drive, he had a reason to be up in the morning because of something else. You come into my life and I know who you are and you know who I am. And from my personal experiences, I've been in that same kind of situation, but obviously not on that level where I'm very understanding of other people's time and who they are. But when it comes to me, it's like I'm always getting punished for my decision in a sense. And granted, I do understand, like I've been raising the kids for 16 years. And it's like, nigga, you've been on and off. Like, even when you here, you're watching tapes, you're not mentally here. You're thinking about the next game. I can't really do this. The love life is not the same. Sex game is not the same. I get that. But at the same time, that's the path kind of like you chose. And I'm not blaming her for that. He should have created a balance where it's like, these days I'm focused on football. These days it's family. I don't think he's been able to kind of adjust to that because you could clearly see, like, he's not the GOAT for no reason. Like, he is football when he walks in, right? But, I don't know them personally, but another thing that I see often as well is that sometimes, no matter who, you guys are so selfless in a sense that you guys cater to us. And you guys take so much time thinking like with time and understanding, like we're going to change our mind. And it's like sometimes as men, we're chasing a goal that you can't even see. But because you so like, oh, I'm my man, you think like, oh, with time, he's finally going to think of me. But it's like in our brain, it's like, oh, she supports me. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going until I can't no more. And the thing with athletes is like they don't stop until realistically they get hurt or, God forbid, a concussion happen or something like that. There's only a few success stories where it's like the Derek Jeters where they get to retire on top of their game and they go out with all the glory and shit like that. So for me, I feel like one, he should have created a balance. And two, I feel like she should still kind of like do certain things at home to not necessarily. She should have a purpose at home bigger than the kids. I feel like if you were shooting a show, writing for a show, doing something that has to do with modeling, have a clothing line. Not that I'm saying she doesn't, but I'm saying if she was involved with something else, maybe it would be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm working, you working. We got the kids in common, but it's like when we get together, it's our time. And then when we separate, I still got my shit to kind of keep my mind away from you.
Yeah, I think you should just make a priority of like making sure she's good. I feel like women, we don't
Agreed.
go into like that much of a rage unless we know we're just being neglected so often.
I think emotional. I think she's probably neglected
Yeah.
emotionally because you got the house, you got the
Yeah.
kids, and on a broad level, the whole world know you my wife. So I don't feel like
Yeah.
it's a
Wife.
Yeah.
validation thing. Yeah.
My take is, I'm gonna say that Tom Brady's in the wrong in this one. I'm gonna go out there and say blatantly he's in the wrong. I know the men are gonna kill me for it. I get it, but just hear me out. Because like as a man in a relationship, communication is very important.
Most definitely.
The fact that I'm learning all this as I'm on the sideline just watching all this unravel. It doesn't look like there's too much communication between Tom Brady and his wife. Now, if you make a whole big announcement saying, "Oh, I'm retiring," fam, you went to the Buccaneers. No one thought you would win a fucking ring with the Buccaneers. It happened. You the GOAT. You proved yourself over and over again. But if you make a big ass retirement and then you literally go home and then you're like, you know what? I think I got one more year left in me. Keep in mind, this man's been playing football for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
The time span is like fucking 5 to 6 years for most football players. And another issue is that like when you really say, yo, I think I got one more year, I'm gonna go back into the league. You're literally saying fuck my family.
See, okay,
you're really saying
I'm
fuck your family.
I'm about to crack.
I'm not done yet. Though. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet though. I do see. There's a possible that I see his side because it is rumored that like he might have some type of deal with the Dolphins of ownership. But fam, we're not gonna forget that, fam. You were offered $200 million to be a freaking talk show host, like on freaking something, talk about football. So football is not leaving your life. And I'm pretty sure the money you can make for the Dolphins, there's plenty of other opportunities you can make that same exact money while being with your family.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
I get that, but again, to piggyback on something that I said before, I attack one of the things that you said is like sometime as a man we create the environment, we create the good men, right? We create the security, which is okay. You got the title, you got the ring, you got the kids, you got the notoriety, you got the house, and you running the show. You feel me? Because I feel like if he's traveling, he's on the road, she probably got his card. She got her own money. So they're not pressed for the money. And it's not even about the money. But my thing is, how many times Jay-Z has retired and came back? That's my example because it's different for them because Beyonce is Beyonce.
We always see Jay-Z with his daughter courtside.
No,
we never seen that with Tom Brady.
But we can't say that. We can't. We don't know. We can't see when we watching the game who's in the stands, who's not. Because some of them got private lofts and a family room to watch the game. My thing is, if Jay-Z did that, which he has done a few times, saying he's retired, drop one album and come back, it's like Beyonce is not going to stop doing her. Beyonce is going to go be Beyonce. Jay-Z is going to go be Jay-Z. When they come back home, it's the Carters. When they out and about, they have their own thing. And that's been my thing with dating. It's like, I want to have my life, you have your life, and we have a life together. Because I don't want to come home and you've been home all day, you have nothing to share with me. Because now, like, somebody is going to resent somebody else, and that birth a whole bunch of a snowball of other shit.
But the Jay-Z example is a bad example, fam. Jay-Z can make an album, do a feature in the comfort of his home. Tom Brady can't bring the NFL to his backyard. He's still going to have to travel. He has to go to different cities. He has to go do press. Jay-Z can do everything literally in the office in the comfort of his own home.
I get it, but I think more so what I was trying to say is, like, if she was passionate about something else, or she developed some type of hobby, not that she could be doing Pilates on the side, personal trainers come into the house and rub her feet. I don't know. But my thing is, I feel like when you give, excuse my French, but when your woman has too much time on her hands to think, they're going to start nitpicking and coming up with certain things that possibly might not even be there.
Don't do her like that.
Because I feel like, all right, my husband
just wants her man. That's it.
At the end of the day, we just want you to be here, fam. See your kids grow. She's not really asking for a lot.
Because at
If
the
we
end
really
of the
being
day,
honest,
I haven't
because they
heard.
got everything. What do you mean?
Think about it. If you could be a little talk show host in New York, LA, go to work, come back home, fair, she just asking, just be here. That's not too much to ask.
yes, sir, that's her husband. You got to understand. This isn't like a little boyfriend. She's been invested with this man for years. This is like a lot of her life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you want to have some time with your man, he better deliver. Why are you guys like really committed for? I'm pretty sure the vows said to death do his part.
Or for better, for worse.
And for better, for worse.
That's the part that nigga.
Yes. but it's a commitment. It's a unionship. You can't have 50% here and then like 7. You know, there's just so many different like numbers. You have to have it like
Facts.
connected. It was one. You know.
The last thing I'm gonna say about this topic, honestly, is I think they need a buffer. It could be like a not a buffer, but like a couple. They need to go to couples counseling. They need somebody in the middle that can translate what they want to say to each other. Because I'm pretty sure he's saying like, "Fam, you have everything that any girl in America could dream of. Why are you bitching?" And she's probably saying like, "Yo, I don't want you to get hit, and now you paralyzed and you can't be here with me."
CTE.
You feel me? Or you have some mental, you hit your head and it's like now it gets stuck now taking care of you now for the rest of your life. So I get
Right.
both points. It's just like I hate is that you gotta understand what you sign up for. It's like if you date a rapper, you got there's gonna be rumors, there's gonna be allegations,
Always.
so you have to understand what you're signing up for. That's all. That's my only thing.
One last thing. I'm gonna say why this is completely foolish. Like, fam, you giving up your family over a season you're not even projected to win.
He has a supermodel wife. Like, she's the top of the top.
Don't
Supermodel.
Don't tell that to cheat. No matter what type of wife she is. We won't get to that.
I mean, regardless
Don't
though,
tell that to
like
Cheech.
my message to Giselle would be, listen, girl, like if it's that big of a deal, just throw some Legos on the floor and hopefully he roll a little ankle and blame it on the kids.
Yo,
and
that's toxic.
call it a day, you know? If he
Make it
can't
real slippery in that kitchen.
if he can't walk, he can't play. So, you know,
Yo, shit.
you gotta get him how you fit him.
or gotta lay it out on the
my
second
God.
every time you're in the house.
That's true. Oh yeah, that's true. Make that nigga that want to go to practice.
Talking about practice.
All right. Well,
so-
the second one that's gonna get the skin off my fucking back. Go ahead, Gary.
Okay, so transitioning from NFL to the NBA.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of our brother Ime Udoka.
Don't say your
Brother.
Don't say
That's your brethren?
Hey,
You riding for that?
As a black man, as a
keep
black
my
man,
African black card away from this fuck shit, please. Go ahead.
a black brother Ime Udoka, successful head coach of the Boston Celtics. He has been in a little scandal.
Took him to the playoff, but first year coach. Go ahead. Almost won the chip. Go ahead.
So
Let's build him up before we tear him down. Let's give him. That's my problem with black men. Let's build that boy. But go ahead.
Ime Udoka was caught in a scandal with a mystery woman in the Celtics organization. Apparently, he was caught
Allegedly.
allegedly having consensual fornications with a woman in the Celtic organization. Now, for that, he has been suspended for 1 year with no pay. I want to say, what is your opinion? And there's a little bit more details to this topic. Keep in mind that the woman was possibly, think a vice president's wife or girlfriend, whatever. And Ime Udoka is a younger black coach in a predominantly racist city.
Mm-hmm. And he's engaged to the lovely Nia Long.
And engaged
not
to lovely
forget that.
Neil Long. That's how a lot of black America knows who he is. So let me hear your takes on the whole scenario.
Damn shame. I'm disappointed.
And who?
Your brother, your brethren. He, you know, I just don't understand why people just can't be happy with one. That's just my thing. Like, that's just an overall, forget what you do for a living, forget who you're with. Like, love is love. And, you know, like, every year it gets harder and harder to believe in that. But Nia Long? Bro, come on now.
Okay, wait, no.
I'm
Why is she not enough?
No.
cut off the
Why is she not enough?
I'm not cutting.
Gabby's
Listen,
turn.
wait. I just want to say something. I just want to see where her mind stayed at. Are you a fan of Nia Long, the woman, or you are in love with the character she has played over the years of who she appeared to be? Because I want to be clear on who you're speaking on behalf of.
I'm speaking on behalf of a black woman who has characterized herself in a predominantly white industry, and she has built herself a name. Nia Long, you can recognize that. You can recognize her face, her hair. It's a staple regardless. I'm looking at her as somebody who I've looked up to in my own personal childhood.
Okay.
And, you know, in regards to, forgive me, his name, but I mean, I heard about him through Nia. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's not like, typically it's always the male would put the woman on and you hear about her because of him, but like it's really because of like her name and her what she's brought to the table. But in regards to that, I'm just looking at like I just don't think people should get cheated on, period.
Okay.
That's just what it is. Like if you can't discuss that with your partner and say, "Listen, I'm not happy." I don't like double dipping. I don't like that. I
Okay.
think, stick to what you want.
Yeah, that's really how I feel too. Like I believe this industry with guys is just crazy. I mean, look at the presidents, for instance. And I bring up this just because the amount of things that happen with infidelity in the White House is insane. Like, it's crazy. Like, for some reason, there's so many stories about so many presidents going ahead and cheating on their wives.
Or grabbing them by the pussy.
Whichever one.
But, because it's a black man, of course they're going to highlight this like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Jeffrey Epstein situation. You don't hear really a lot about it anymore.
Or Brett Favre.
Come on now. But
Mhm.
because a black man has
Just about
went
to get
ahead and did something where, oh my God, we have to portray him in like the negativest way ever, it's going to get headlines. It's going to be on the TV. It's going to be all over social media. It's going to be like that. But for a black queen to get treated like that, that just makes no sense to me. And I want to see this woman too. Like they need to put this woman on broad.
We haven't seen her
Like,
at all.
Thank you.
They
for-
need to
for
like. Where is
highlighting
she?
that. Mhm. And
Where's
who
the
is-
photo?
And who is she? And what's her
she?
penalty? And what's her punishment? Yeah.
What race is
What's
she?
race is she?
Please.
Oh, that's
I mean,
gonna get the black
understand.
community in the upper.
Well,
That might start World War III, by the way.
Listen,
She better not be mixed.
Oh my God.
That's gonna set them off.
Becky with the good hair.
Oh, really?
You gonna see black women outside of the Celtics stadium. All right. Well, Gary, go first because you're okay. Because if I start talking about this, it's gonna be crazy.
Wait, can I? Now, my issue with the situation was like, I'm gonna start off here, even though I know I'm gonna get some backlash. Why don't us as black men, we know the consequences. We know the consequences when we put our dick the wrong places. Am I right or am I wrong, Cheech?
Oh yeah, I've supported so far. So far, your message.
We know the consequences.
I'm in agreement. Go ahead.
Now, Ime Udoka, he was caught sleeping with the lady, whatnot.
Or maybe possibly
Possibility.
a few ladies.
Now, possible few ladies. Now, my issue is that like, if we look at a very surface level, if any of us get caught fucking at our job, what's gonna happen to us? You're gonna get fired, pretty much.
Fired.
You're gonna get pretty much fired. So my issue with Ime Udoka is like, fam, is that I understand you rich, you powerful, but fam, I think you could have kept your dick outside the organization. That's just my personal opinion. That's where I fault you at, because as a black man, the industry tries their best to knock us down.
Well, pause. And not that I'm allowing or justifying his behavior, but I'm saying like even if he stepped out of the stadium or whatever the arena and did that, you don't think it'd be the same consequence? It would be highlighted the same way.
No. As I'm saying, it would be highlighted the same way, but the fact is that, like, bro, you compromise your career
In your job, get it?
over your dick. am I right?
Oh,
But-
I mean, yeah, sure. Keep going.
Right. So now my issue is with the Celtics organization. This looks racially motivated. The punishment,
1000%.
because the fact that you suspended this man. First of all, because if you fired him, he could easily go to another team.
And he'll get his salary. Full
And
salary.
he'll get his full salary.
Mhm.
The fact that you suspending him for 1 year with no pay is a strong issue for me. And the nasty part about this is the fact that we don't know who the woman is. And I'm not even trying to make it a men versus woman thing. I just think it's generally unfair for the fact that we don't know the woman's identity. Granted, like, people are gonna send her threats, this and that. Fam, what do you think Ime Udoka is getting? I'm talking about fairness. My issue with this as well is that I think you should put her out probably even faster than Ime Udoka, because don't you realize that whole week everyone was posting pictures of all the women in the Celtics organization? Oh, was it this slut? Was it this light-skinned chick? Was it this? Was she the homewrecker? So now a lot of women are going through like different allegations now because of like this scenario. And another thing that makes me upset about this, we didn't need to know about this.
True.
We could have simply got like, oh, you know what? For Ime Udoka's getting a leave of absence for a year.
Or he stepped down from his position, or he what's the word that white people like to use? No, not even that. When they leave the position, like we see
Leave of
senators.
absence?
Well, I'll figure it out. It'll come to me. But we've seen politicians step down from their role
Until further notice. Because
until further.
white people
No,
love saying
yeah,
that term. Until
until
further notice.
because of some allegations or there's an internal investigation all of a sudden. But yeah,
That,
carry on.
so that was just like pretty much my take, and like I said, like everyone's wrong in this, but the reason why I'm more disappointed in Ime Udoka is because, fam, you young and you black, you know the consequences that comes when the industry tries to take you down.
Okay. So I guess I'll take the opposite side of the spectrum on this one, and my take is not a popular one, but one, I feel like the organization is they made a business decision in a sense that we can't fire him, let's punish him, but let's keep him under our thumb. And I'm pretty sure there's an NDA somewhere where he can't speak out for himself. And that's my thing. And that's one of the reasons that prompted me to do a podcast is because I feel like there's not a lot of outlets that 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 men can relate to or kind of feel heard in a sense when they're being attacked. Besides maybe the Breakfast Club, a few podcasts, and maybe a few shows on TV here and there, right? So my thing is, you probably got this man. You suspended him without pay. You got this man on an NDA where he can't defend himself. If he defend himself, he's gonna look guilty, and more allegation is gonna come out. One, now he damn near is on the verge of losing his job. His career is pending. He's not having a good time at home.
Clearly.
Whether he put that on himself or not, but that situation could have been resolved behind closed doors, right? Unless it was made public, then I understand. But I feel like that's the business decision is like, oh, let's devalue him so he can't leave and nobody he's too hot so nobody can touch so we can still kind of control him. The second part is nobody the entire time, even today when we discussing this, really highlight him as a person. Nobody has humanized this man in a sense that, cool, Nia Long is Nia Long. She is a staple in the black community. We all love her. We grew up on her. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, he's him too if he could bag Nia Long. That's what we forget. And I'm not saying what he did was justifiable. I'm not saying what he did was right. But what I'm saying is, it's like, what if he was unhappy at home? And I know some women are gonna be like, "Oh, if you're unhappy, just leave." I get that. And by the way, to just clarify, I think cheating is a selfish act. I think cheating is based on greed because it's like you want what you have and you want to go and get more. You get what I'm saying? And to a certain extent, it's like committing a murder. You want to plan it, execute it, and then act like it never happened. And if you get good at it, you become a serial cheater, just like you have serial criminals that keep doing it over and over and over again. But at the same time, I feel like nobody highlighted this man. Like, again, just like we talked about Tom Brady, this man is away from home for a long period of time. What about him? What about his pleasure? What if she did not want to compromise to flying out to see him just like he was want to see her? What if she did not want to move to Boston to live with him to keep him company? Like, this is a working man that has to go home to an apartment or a place by himself potentially. We don't know the situation between them. All we know is he's engaged to Nia Long, and everybody kind of, oh, why would you do anything to Nia Long? But it's like, Nia Long is human. She's a woman just like any other woman out there. You get what I'm saying? Like, and every relationship is not perfect. That was my only take because it's like, yo, nobody highlight what this man possibly was going through. One, throughout the entire investigation in that system in Boston, dealing with these racist ass white people. And on top of that, he could possibly have not been the happiest at home. So that was my take because like the whole entire time, like everybody, Nia Long, Nia Long, he jeopardized his job over a pussy, this and that, this and that. But it's like no one is highlighting, like nobody had compassion or grace. Again, I'm not asking nobody to justify what he's done. I'm not saying it's right what he's done, but it's like nobody really showed this man any compassion.
I understand. Like, leaving this topic, it's just my issue is that, fam, like, bro, control your fucking ego, bro. You know how much women is in this fucking world. You know how much women is in Boston. You had to fuck someone at your job.
I get it, but I feel like it takes away from the real issue because we really don't know what's going on. So it's like it's. I think everybody is wrong, and for all we know, Nia Long could have been wrong too. And again, like that's a sensitive. I said she could have been. I
Could
don't
have
know.
been. Could have been.
But my thing is, but see how I say Nia Long and like your whole body twitch.
It just might.
It's like he don't get that same reaction. Why?
It's
is
because
that?
Nia Long had nothing to do with this. Nia Long does not work for the Celtics organization. That's why I'm pissed. That's why I'm pissed as a person.
Yeah,
As a
but
young
you don't
black
think,
man.
but you don't think every action leads to a reaction. You think, okay, I know some ladies. I know some men ain't shit, and they're gonna get up, they're gonna cheat. They like variety. Some men are in that stage where they want to fuck everything breathing. I get that. Was he supposed to move different as a man that works at a corporate level job and have a big responsibility? Yes, but you got Gary. When you go home, you clocked out of your job. You wanna be if you in a relationship, you wanna bring your guard down next to your woman. You wanna be the person that you are at your core next to your partner. And sometimes you in a relationship, sometimes you feel better around your partner. Sometimes you have a long day, you need that stress relieved. You need that companionship to kind of get you through the next day.
We talking a lot. What were you gonna say? Gabby?
Yeah. So sorry for interjecting.
No,
But,
that's perfect.
You're
so
supposed to.
in regards to this whole, because they're engaged, right? Or they're married.
They have an arrangement, pretty much. They're just
They
together.
have a
They're
kid,
not
too.
married. They have a kid.
Okay.
Nobody knows for all we know, they probably had a secret wedding somewhere. But I know they're engaged.
Okay, they're
Yeah.
engaged.
Mhm.
Okay, so if we're putting it on that spectrum, all right. There's levels to this shit. You cannot be engaging a woman out here expecting to do boyish shit like you're 17, 18 years old. Why
Okay.
the hell are you still trying to put your penis in another person's vagina that's not your fiance, not your wife? Why would you go on the knee? What are you impress? Who are you impressing? You know what I
But
mean?
what if what if that option was taken away from them? Like, what if he could not spend enough time with her? What if like she was?
So
not
then he
willing
comes to her
compromise?
as a man who had the, what do you want to call it, intentions of marrying this woman that he so-called loves. Hey, listen, hon, I really feel like this is really bothering me, and before we move further, I just want to let you know before I do something that could hurt you.
Okay.
This is what's going on.
Okay. Well, let me ask this last
Yeah.
question, just off the sake of conversation.
Mhm.
Do you guys really feel like it's as easy as I'm unhappy and I don't want to be with you anymore? I want to leave. Do you think it's that simple? Do you think I could leave? Like, let's say, because we're adding variables now. We
Right.
adding a kid. We're adding
Yeah.
property. Possibly, they probably could own a house together.
Right.
They possibly could have been business partners. They
Mhm.
have some type of arrangement going on. Their finances are probably tied. So, personally, as a man, obviously, I don't have the same access or same money as them. But when a woman comes and say, "Well, if you're not happy, then leave," it's not that simple
It's
half of the
not.
times because it's like, let's say I want to have more sex and you busy or you unavailable for that. So you pushing me now as a man to what? I gotta move out, break the lease, get my own spot, remove myself completely out of your world so I could go do my thing. That's so like you literally giving me a timeline to go do my thing and be happy on the side. Sometimes I feel like people take the sweeter road in a sense, the easy road, which is I want to have my cake and eat it too.
Right.
And I've personally encountered women that instead of what they call it catching a new body, they go back to their ex.
That's
I've
true.
seen that done plenty of times. Mind you, that nigga could have been beating on you. That nigga possibly could have cheated on you, called
Right.
your mama out of her name. But because you don't want to put yourself out there to start over with a new nigga, you want to go back to what you familiar with. So to me, it's like starting over or having those type of conversations when we don't live in the same city or we not thinking alike is kind of difficult.
I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what you were saying with, women going back to their exes, women have a very connective heart. I'm speaking for us female women. So in terms of like that love word and that connection and stuff like that, it could be easier said than done to go back to somebody who you know
Mhm.
than to go ahead and like potentially get your heart broken by somebody that's new again.
Mhm.
And that's just if you're in a vulnerable, weak moment.
Mhm.
Obviously, us women, we have our clap back moments where we're like, bet, I'm on to better shit. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
on to my better bag. I'm on to getting, my better job and everything like that. We have those moments. But in terms of like him going ahead and doing what he's doing, it just doesn't make sense. How long has this been going on for? What about her body? Guys sometimes, or people don't think that when you have sex with somebody else, is a lot of things that could happen. You never know if you're bringing home something that could not potentially make your wife have kids anymore.
True. Okay, I understand that perspective of it. To me,
Me personally, I think like I'm going off. I mean, of course, not everything that you see is going to be factual, but like the it remains the same that he stepped out, and that's it. And whatever consequences that come along with it, he's going to have to deal with. So on Gary's point of view, he's looking at it for as a black man in a prestigious organization that now he has to bear the weight of whatever he's done, and he has to sit back and be quiet about it. And just in terms of it alone, it's just like I just see it as you messed up, and now you got to deal with whatever comes in fruition.
and I agree. I just feel like if we're gonna have grace and compassion, we gotta have it for everybody involved.
But like Rachel said, my initial take was like I understand like cheating. I stopped really caring about like people in Hollywood, people in higher ups cheating because I hear it's I'm like damn near desensitized by it. My
Right.
issue is that I want to tell other young black people, whereas like the conversations our parents don't give us. Like we know we call them like shiners, the players. Like yo, if you know you out here like snagging them like left and right, someone's need to have the conversation. Hey yo man, make sure we need the convo. Like yo, you shouldn't leave that one alone, cause that can fuck up your life. No one has that conversation with us growing up. Now like another thing that pissed me off to like your original question was as far as like why don't people just leave relationships? My initial take on that is that if you're not guilty on repeatedly on cheating on your partner, you shouldn't feel as guilty of just walking away. I never understood that part. Like, how are you gonna like considerably cheat on your partner, but it's really hard for you to just say, "Oh, I'm walking away from the relationship." I don't understand that.
Because I feel like the commitment. I feel like men are not scared of relationships. I say this all the time. I think men are scared of commitment. Just like I feel like some women don't even want the wedding. They don't want the marriage. They want the wedding. It's like some, and I'm not saying it's just like some men. Like they want the shiny shit, but they don't know what comes with that. So for me, it's like it's easier for me to go. Not me. I'm just saying it's easier for a lot of men to go cheat versus to kind of sit back, process, and check your ego out the door and sit with this woman and see the pain in her face while you tell her like I'm not happy. Some men can't. And again, I think that's what the Tom Brady shit is. Like, how do I tell this woman that every nigga in the world glorify, like, hey, I'm gonna need you to sit down and chill for one more year? Like, sometimes we're scared of the pain that we might cause, so we take the easier route and go around. And I'm not saying it's wrong. Like I said, it's selfish and it's greed. But it's just like I could see because I'm a very like compassionate person and I understand things. So for me, it's like it's tough on both sides.
I just never.
Well, what going off what you said, what's easier for you now is going to be harder for you later.
Of course.
So yeah, you could take the easy way out. I'm just going to do this because as a man, I just can't do that right now. But eventually, like what's done in the dark will come to light.
Of course.
So
Mhm.
with Ime, good luck, brother. That's
Yeah,
all I gotta say.
He's having a
Good
tough time.
luck.
That nigga sleeping outside on the grass.
You couldn't fuck a pedestrian. You had to fuck the president's wife. Fam, fam.
Listen.
Keep your dick in your pants in general, but fam, if you go, why are you robbing the plug? Rob the corner boy. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you got a point. You got a point. Well, for coming from that, how's the dating scene or the dating pool for y'all as women? Like, we already see or know what it looks like as men. Like, what are some things you guys consider in 2022 if you plan on dating someone or planning on putting yourself out there? What are some requirements? Like, how do you go about it? Like, what are some what's the checklist you going off of?
2 words: generous man. I really believe that there's a lot of wealthy men out here, but not a lot of men who will be generous to give to you.
Okay.
And I say that just because as a woman who's independent,
So you're not necessarily talking about money. You're just talking about giving, like.
Wealthy in the mind or the pocket?
both. Both.
Okay.
I'm speaking for myself. I
Okay.
get my own bag. I've always got my own bag. I don't ask men for nothing.
Okay.
So if I come to you and I see you as a prospective partner, I want to know that, my heart, I'm very giving. I
Mhm.
give, I give. That's my love language. I would want that in return as well. Not too much like
I
materialistic,
agree with that.
but like mentally, like I want you to know, like, damn, my baby loves like nice little flowers. She likes like, nice little things. I know she even likes cute little like cartoon stuff. I just saw this the other day. I'm gonna get it for her just because.
Mhm.
That's a nice quality to have. That's
So you want your partner to
generous.
be able to read you.
Yeah, read me all the way. Yeah.
Okay.
hmm
I hate teaching people how to love me too.
Yeah,
I feel
you know.
no, because I feel like I'm
Oh my
coaching you. Now you're doing things because
Exactly.
no,
Yeah,
I'm,
you
I hate this
know,
nigga.
yeah.
no, it's
Right.
not, no, but Gary, that's a conversation I always have. One of my biggest turnoffs when I'm texting somebody, what do you like? I hate going like when you just me and somebody asking the stupid questions.
Yeah.
I'd rather chill and I learned that you vegetarian on the date.
Agreed.
I like that
You
because
feel me?
now it's like an interrogation, and I feel like I'm coaching you to do all the things that I like, and now I get to watch you really pull back. Like the layers will start come off after 6 months. I'm like, whoa, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So. but
Yeah, there's
that's
no
my-
chemistry in
There's
just
none, yeah.
having to tell somebody. But I guess in regards to like my relationships and my love life and stuff, I don't know. I mean, I differ from Gabby. Like we're very similar in certain things, but like our love interests are very different. So for me, like, I mean, I'm not really big on the dating scene right now. I'm more like just more focused on making myself better. But when I do get back out there, like I want somebody that's gonna.
I don't believe that. I feel like every woman is.
I mean, of course,
entertaining
every woman could say that. I'm not not really looking for anything. I haven't dated in like 6 months. Like a lot of
Because
people
we
could
hear
say
that a lot.
I could imagine, but
Allegedly, not you, Gary. Of course not.
yeah,
By
but
the way.
for love, it's kind of like be safe out there. That's
Oh,
it's a
Be
scary
safe out
world, y'all boys.
Spooky
Y'all-
season.
It's a spooky season. There, like nobody's safe. So just trust your intuition. Figure out what's the best for you and move forth with that.
One thing is like as far as like dating scene like around our age, even though I know there's like a tiny gap between two of us, but it's not a big gap. It's just communication is terrible in our generation.
1,000%.
Horrible.
It's completely terrible. But the thing is,
And
it's
compromise too. Communication and compromise.
compromise.
Definitely.
But it's bad on both sides. The thing is, with a lot of men, they try to shoot they shot with women, but it's like, this is what things that men think when they're talking to a girl. Does she like an aggressive dude? Does she love the kind dude? Does she does she like to be catcalled? Does she like a fast text? Or do I seem too thirsty? This and that. As far as like some women, it's just like I think a lot of women when it comes to communication in relationships, well, not even just in relationships, as far as it's like dating, is like I feel like women lack engagement.
Okay.
From the male perspective, or
I actually blame men for that too, by the way.
As far as like with women, where it's like women play naive a lot when it comes to a man trying to get with them.
Oh, 1,000.
That's just my
I could agree
personal
with
take.
that.
I mean,
As far as like engagement, this guy is really trying his best to engage with you, to trying to see who you are. But women are like will not tell you, hey, I'm not interested. I'd rather just friends on you and talk to you every other week.
Grabbing the ball from you and piggybacking on something that you said. The same thing you described as you want a guy to read you.
Yeah.
I've been in that same boat earlier, like in high school, where it's like I would figure out before I talk to the girl what she likes, and I'll do it. But there's a pitfall, there's a downfall in that because now she's like, damn, that's creepy. How the fuck have you been studying me, watching me? And on top of that, now it's like sometimes as a man, you're afraid to do so much for a girl that you're not committed to or that you don't know likes you yet. Because some women are just materialistic. So let's say you like fragrances. I can't just every time I see you bring you a new fragrance. Now the value of what I'm doing over time is gonna fade because I'm no longer like inquiring what you like and what your favorite scent is. I'm just going out. Oh, she likes fragrances. Let me just get a whole bunch of shit and bring it to her.
right.
So sometimes that's another thing that men battle is like, yo, I want to do all the things she wants, but timing matters. Because do I have to hold out on the gift and give it to her on the birthday, on Valentine's Day. If every time I bring her flowers, every time I see her, it's like she's gonna expect it, and now that's gonna create a disconnect when I don't bring it. So it's a lot of internal battles that sometimes we go to that you guys don't see.
And for me, speaking from my experience, guys are scared of me. So I'm being so serious. I mean that. So like honestly, like I've had guys that can't stare at me in my eyes for too long. I have I'm a really focal point. No, I'm dead ass. Like I'm a focal point person. Like when we speak, I like to make eye contact.
That might be
Like,
Jamaican.
Why are you getting scared? But I love it. I love it. I love it because I read you. Like I love reading a person.
I love Gary.
Yeah.
These niggas is pussy, yo.
Listen,
Y'all ain't doing it enough.
No, they're not
Come
doing
correct.
it enough. They're not doing it enough.
Can I say?
Don't come at
Can I
all.
say an unpopular opinion?
Yeah.
I would say is like speaking from a guy. I think it's the feeling of a guy getting played by a woman is worse than a man playing a female.
They
That's
can't
true.
stand it.
That is so true.
Y'all don't like to get played at your
Listen,
own game.
listen.
Bro, that's a horrible feeling. Cause let's just look at our perspective. When you get played by a female, where it's like a nigga dropped 200 to 300 on you, and he's really trying to expect something, quote unquote, and then she kicks him to the curb. Fam, like yo, not gonna lie, you were my only egg in my basket. Meanwhile, you got 10 other niggas to entertain.
What do
Because
you guys
niggas don't
consider?
spend money on just
Hold-
anybody they date.
Hold on. What do you consider entertaining as a man?
Right.
Because what
like
you guys
entertaining
do
for me or for you? Or what?
so for instance, there's a whole dilemma in life in our generation where it's like, yeah, if you tap someone's Instagram like 2 times and like a picture, you're entertaining that.
Oh, I don't
person.
play these. I don't play these type of kiddish games.
Okay.
I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't play that. Because
Right.
I feel like I'm giving you ammunition for you to go back in your group chat, and now everybody's gonna go on my page, see what I look like, and it's like you have 10 different opinions before you even think for yourself. So the
Right.
DM game, I rarely do that because it's like I DM you. The first thing you're gonna do is check out my profile, then see who my mutual followers are. Because I have a sister and I have female friends. That's how they do
Right.
it. They look at the mutual followers. Oh, Sydney knows him. Let me hit up Sydney. Or when I see Sydney, I'm going to ask about this guy. So
Right.
now I feel like I take away from the experience of me and you. So I personally like to approach women face to face. Hey, I find you attractive. I like to take
definitely.
you out, or we can hang
Right.
out sometimes, this and that. Now it's up to you on the spot to bullshit, be real, or dodge my approach
Not
versus me, because I feel like I don't like to give people like ammunition. And on top of that, what I consider like women entertaining people is more so like as a nigga, you have to. Gary could attest to this. You got to be super creative. Like for example, I have changed my approach 1,000 times in my lifetime.
Still got played.
Well, it depends on the woman, but it's like at a certain point, dinner dates were popular. Okay, cool. Now it's like I gotta be creative. Now I gotta ask her on a breakfast date. Now I gotta get the picnic bag out of my pocket. Like I gotta
Nah.
take her to a concert.
I
I
don't
was
agree
like,
with that.
I
I
don't
don't
want
agree
him to
with
see
that
me
at all.
eat.
No, but
I don't think you should change your approach for women. If that
no,
be the case,
approach
then-
for the. Let's say I know another guy is trying to get at you, and he's doing that. I don't want to do the same thing. It makes no sense.
But I mean, like, but that's the thing, though. If the girl, if you're gonna come to a girl and you clearly show interest, I don't think you should switch up your game or however you come. You come as you are. So
That's the biggest crock of shit I learned.
listen, no, you come as you are.
I mean, granted,
you can't change up yourself for a girl because every time,
I'm not
every
talking about like you as a man, as a person. I'm
Right.
saying like more so of your approach. If every nigga is like, if I know a nigga like you and he knows you like roses, he brings you roses on Monday at school. I'm not gonna come on Tuesday and bring you roses. Like I'm probably gonna say, hey, let's go for pizza or something. Like,
Right.
because it's like you don't want the same thing every day because every human is gonna get bored of the same thing.
right.
And it's like if you got 100 niggas saying the same thing, again, the DM game. Oh, hello, beautiful. Oh.
Yeah, but you're already pinning yourself up against 100 niggas. You already have that mindset that like whatever I say to her, she's probably gonna debunk it because she probably got like 10 niggas in her back pocket or something like that. Not necessarily the case. You gotta come with an approach that's gonna set you aside for them 10 different niggas. You have to work on the approach, not switch up the approach to every woman. Or, I understand what you mean by you're not like trying to switch up your game, but I mean like, if you're following what the next man is doing, then don't be surprised if you get put in that same category.
True. Okay.
So-
That's a perspective I didn't.
You know.
I want to say another great episode.
1,000.
I don't know if we covered a lot of stuff because we had such loaded topics.
We went in depth though. We went in depth
Yeah.
about a lot.
We definitely went.
Yeah.
Cheech was definitely passionate this episode.
I'm always passionate.
Let them have the passion, you know.
But where can the people find you?
People can find me on the gram at @UpToRachel_ and just
Stop
the gram.
asking me.
Just the gram.
You guys can find me _ I am Gabs. That's what is Z. So 2 B's. IAMGABBZ.
They love the underscore over there.
Love that underscore. They love the I ams, honey.
I am.
Sam I am.
I
My name is my
name.
name.
AKA.
AKA Miss Look Me in My Eyes.
Yeah, AKA. Y'all niggas ain't shit. Come correct. Listen.
What's good?
She getting used to.
Vibing.
She getting used to up north already.
Come on now.
You already know. Okay.
Oh my God!
Another.
We're gonna come back down here with a whole different accent. That's gonna be crazy.
Oh my God.
Well, Gary, what do you go by?
Shoot, man. I go by the name of Gary, aka In Gary Trust, aka Brothers Watch Yourself, aka Black Business Supporter, aka My Slump Day is Your Best Day.
Okay, I go by today with Cheech, aka Have Some Compassion for Everyone, aka Keep Your Dick in Your Pants, aka There's a lot out there. So protect yourself against the hurricane, against STDs, against bad business, bad
Right.
people.
Right.
And yeah, man, try to be positive.
And what
and
are
stay
we, man?
kind. We are
These are the aesthetics, man.
See you next week.